Moving on to secondary weapons now. Secondary weapons, this is not like Black Ops where they had pistols, launchers, and special. However, it's also not like Modern Warfare 2 or COD 4. This one, they've got machine pistols, and launchers as well. In the machine pistols, you have the FMG9, which, from what I've seen, actually seems to be a very good gun. It seems to be like the Rafficas were on Modern Warfare 2, except not quite as overpowered as they were. But I think it will definitely be the best secondary weapon you can use. You've also got the MP9. This is a funny one. They've moved the Scorpion into the machine pistol, so maybe that will come into play. Maybe that will be quite good, or maybe it's a lot less overpowered. It never was overpowered. A lot less. I suppose it wouldn't be as powerful as what it was on, say, Black Ops, though, because you couldn't have that as a secondary weapon, I wouldn't think. And then, last of all, you've got the G18 from Modern Warfare 2. Moving on to the pistols, you've got the USP45, the P99, 44 Magnum, and this is an interesting one. You've got the MP412, and this looks this looks almost identical as the 44 Magnum, especially in statistic-wise and just looking at it. So I'm not 100% sure what the difference will be there. Maybe they'll be the same. Maybe one will be a lot better than the other. We'll just have to wait and see. You've also got the 5.7, which is the starting pistol you have in Modern Warfare 3 Survival Mode. Excuse me. And last of all, the classic Desert Eagle. Infinity Ward would not make a game without that champion. Moving on to the launchers, they've introduced quite a few launchers in this game, which I don't know whether the thing is good or bad. I suppose we'll have to just wait and see. It could be potentially quite fun, but that would be provided that they're not overpowered. You've got the SMAW, the Javelin, the Stinger, the XM25, the M320 GLM, and the RPG-7. Now, a lot of these all seem to have very similar statistics, and apart from the Stinger, none of them are vehicle only. Now, it will be interesting to see whether it will be like the explosives on Modern Warfare, not the explosives, whether it will have whether these launchers on their own will have the explosive damage as they had on Modern Warfare 2, or whether they're less overpowered like they were on Black Ops. We'll just have to wait and see. Also, a new thing that they've introduced in Modern Warfare 3 are weapon proficiencies. And these are basically they're not necessarily attachments. Attachments is actually just a separate thing from that. In this, you can have, there are around about 7 of these, 7 or 8 of these. I think there's about 9 actually, I think. There's kick, which reduces the weapon recoil, and this could come in very handy for those very powerful weapons that are just sometimes a bit too hard to control, and it may stop you having to try to burst fire across the map. Instead, you can just spray them down. Impact, which increases the bullet penetration, so it's just like Deep Impact or FMJ. Attachments, which is like Bling or Warlord. It just allows you to have 2 attachments added to your weapon. Focus, which reduces the flinching when you're getting shot by the enemy, so this may allow you, say if you're in an intense gun battle and then you get hit with a few bullets, you'll still be able to stay steady on the enemy instead of, say, flinch and start missing him. The next one is Speed, which increases your speed when you have the weapon equipped. This only works with light machine guns and sniper rifles, though. Breath, which allows you to steady your weapon by holding your breath for a limited time. And it doesn't say whether that's primarily sniper rifles, but I would assume that it would, because none of the others you would need it for. Stability, this one is virtually what the other one is, so what breath is, so I would assume that breath is only for sniper rifles only. Stability is just reducing the sway when aiming. Then you have range, which increases the weapon's range. However, this does not work for light machine guns and sniper rifles. But this could be interesting with shotguns. And another one below could also be interesting with shotguns, which is damage, which increases the damage for shotguns only. Now, it's sort of like a stopping power for shotguns, because it doesn't work on any other weapons except shotguns. And last of all, you have melee, which is a faster melee, but it only works with submachine guns. I think it's good that they've actually limited it to certain classes, because they've actually sort of stopped a lot of these being overpowered, because damage could be overpowered. That's just be the new stopping power. But I think they've done a good job on this game from what I can see. And then in the lethal equipment, they've got frag grenade, Semtex, throwing knife, claymore, C4, and this last one is a great idea. They've brought in the bouncing Betty. And if any of you have either played Wall at War, or you've just played zombies on Black Ops or Wall at War, you'll know that a bouncing Betty is it's like a claymore, except its radius is 360 degrees, not just where the little claymore lasers are positioned. So it will bounce up into the air and explode. So I think this will be one of the best equipments. The only problem is it may not go off quite as fast as a claymore, and that will be interesting to see, because even though I say it not quite as fast, only by like a split second. Moving on to the tactical equipment now. First of all, you have the flash grenade, which temporarily blinds the enemy, like the rest. You've got the concussion. You've got a scrambler, which once deployed, it scrambles the enemy's radar within its effective radius, which is just like the the motion jammer on Black Ops. This is a new one. You have an EMP grenade. This destroys enemy equipment and electronics within its blast radius. This is a very good idea, I think. You've also got a smoke grenade. This is a funny one. Trophy system. And then once this is deployed, it deflects explosives, such as, say, missiles that are launched in its direction. This could be a very interesting one to see, because I've not actually seen gameplay of this. And it'll be very interesting to see what actually happens when it gets deflected. Maybe you could get kills with it. This it will be a very fun thing to use, I think. They've also reintroduced the tactical insertion and portable radar, which is just like the motion sensor on. Actually, I think the other one was radar jammer or something, not motion jammer, I think, for the scrambler. And this is just like a motion sensor, like on Black Ops. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I'll be bringing you some more videos on the Modern Warfare 3 kill streaks, classes. What I would like to also bring is the Prestige store, because as many of you may know, that what they've just introduced is Modern Warfare 3 tokens, and this could be a very interesting idea, as you can spend them in the Prestige store. Anyway, I'll talk about that in my next video, as this has already gone for 15 minutes. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.